Today our topic is how to deal with difficult people without losing your cool. Life is full of challenges, and one of the most common challenges we face is dealing with difficult people. Whether it's a coworker, a family member, a friend, or even a stranger, difficult people can test our patience, make us angry, and sometimes even make us feel helpless. But the good news is that there are ways to handle these situations without losing your cool. By understanding some basic principles of human behavior and practicing certain techniques, you can navigate these tough interactions more smoothly and maintain your peace of mind. Let's start by understanding why people act difficult in the first place. Often, difficult behavior comes from a place of fear, insecurity, or frustration. People who are unhappy, stressed, or feel misunderstood may act out in ways that seem unreasonable or aggressive. It's important to remember that their behavior is not always about you. It's often a reflection of their own struggles. By keeping this in mind, you can start to see difficult people with more compassion and less frustration. One key to dealing with difficult people is to stay calm. When someone is being difficult, it's easy to react emotionally. You might feel the urge to argue, defend yourself, or even fight back. But reacting in the heat of the moment usually makes things worse. Instead, try to pause and take a deep breath before responding. This simple act can give you a moment to collect your thoughts and choose a more rational response. Staying calm also helps you avoid saying or doing something you might regret later. Another important strategy is to listen actively. Sometimes people act difficult because they feel unheard or ignored. By giving them your full attention and really listening to what they have to say, you can often defuse the situation. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but showing that you are willing to listen can go a long way in reducing tension. Try to focus on their words and body language, and avoid interrupting or planning your response while they are speaking. Simply listening can make the other person feel valued and understood, which can help calm them down. It's also helpful to set boundaries. Dealing with difficult people doesn't mean you have to tolerate disrespectful or harmful behavior. It's okay to assert yourself and let the other person know what behavior is unacceptable. For example, if someone is yelling at you, you can calmly say, "I understand you're upset, but I won't continue this conversation if you raise your voice." Setting clear boundaries shows that you respect yourself and expect to be treated with respect as well. However, it's important to communicate your boundaries in a calm and respectful way, as being aggressive or confrontational can escalate the situation. Another useful technique is to practice empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but seeing things from their point of view can help you respond in a more thoughtful and compassionate way. For example, if a coworker is being overly critical, consider that they might be under a lot of pressure or feeling insecure about their own work. By approaching the situation with empathy, you can respond in a way that addresses their concerns without escalating the conflict. Sometimes, it's also helpful to choose your battles wisely. Not every argument or disagreement needs to be won. Some conflicts are simply not worth your time and energy. If the issue is minor or the other person is not open to reason, it might be better to let it go and move on. This doesn't mean you're giving up or letting the other person win. It means you're choosing to prioritize your peace of mind over the need to be right. Remember, you can't control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. Another important aspect of dealing with difficult people is to manage your own expectations. It's unrealistic to expect that everyone will always be kind, reasonable, and easy to get along with. People are complex, and they have their own struggles and flaws. By accepting that difficult interactions are a normal part of life, you can reduce your frustration and approach these situations with a more balanced mindset. This doesn't mean you should tolerate bad behavior, but it does mean you can stop being surprised or overly upset when it happens. Practicing patience is also crucial. Dealing with difficult people often requires a lot of patience, especially if the situation doesn't resolve quickly. Remind yourself that change takes time, and the other person may not respond to your efforts right away. Patience allows you to stay calm and persistent, even when the situation feels frustrating. It also helps you avoid making impulsive decisions or saying things you might regret. Over time, your patience can help create a more positive and productive dynamic with the difficult person. Another helpful approach is to focus on solutions rather than problems. When faced with a difficult person, it's easy to get caught up in what's wrong or unfair. But dwelling on the problem usually doesn't lead to a resolution. Instead, try to shift your focus to finding a solution. Ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Or how can I communicate more effectively with this person? By focusing on solutions, you can take proactive steps to address the issue and reduce your stress. It's also important to take care of yourself. Dealing with difficult people can be emotionally draining, so it's important to prioritize self-care. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating well, and engaging in activities that help you relax and recharge. Taking care of your physical and emotional well-being can give you the strength and resilience you need to handle difficult interactions more effectively. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, so taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. If you find yourself struggling to deal with a difficult person, it can be helpful to seek support. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or counselor about what you're going through. Sometimes just venting your frustrations can help you feel better. Other times you might gain valuable advice or a fresh perspective on the situation. Don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it. Finally, remember that you are not responsible for fixing other people's behavior. While you can influence how others treat you, you can't control their actions or attitudes. Focus on what you can control: your own behavior, your responses, and your mindset. By taking responsibility for your own actions and letting go of the need to control others, you can reduce your stress and feel more empowered in difficult situations. In conclusion, dealing with difficult people is a challenge that everyone faces at some point in their lives. But by staying calm, listening actively, setting boundaries, practicing empathy, choosing your battles, managing expectations, being patient, focusing on solutions, taking care of yourself, seeking support, and letting go of the need to control others, you can handle these situations with greater ease and grace. Remember, difficult people are a part of life, but they don't have to control your emotions or ruin your day. By adopting these strategies, you can navigate tough interactions more effectively and maintain your peace of mind. Life is too short to let difficult people steal your joy, so take control of how you respond and create a more positive and fulfilling experience for yourself.